Good evening, sports fans. This is George with Customtyer Flies and Guide Service. And we're going to be building a custom-tied fried egg. And I had to change this a little bit from the original because I'm taking it down in size. The original started off as a 6, and then I did it in an 8. And I could do that on a standard shank wet fly hook. But when I went to try to take it down to a 10, I didn't have enough gap. So I put these on a different hook. I'm going to explain all that in the description. If this tutorial is helpful for you, or if you like it, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And you can find this and other cool bugs on my website, www.custom-tied.com. That's custom-tied.com. Have a splash. Don't forget the dash. So this is what it looks like when it's done. Excuse me. I'm going to walk you through these, and then I'll, tell you the different ingredients as I go, like I usually do. But like I said, the material list is in the description. So I'm using a Daiichi 1130 hook. You could also use a Mustad C49. Excuse me. I'm using Semperfli in white. This is the Nano silk. Now see how I'm getting this tied in here. I'm not doing a traditional tie-in. I'm doing a little looser. See that? Getting them to cross over top of each other. And that way you don't have a great big tag. Doing it the other way, you're going to end up with a great big tag because you're trying to hold the thread. I really like this Nano silk. It's good stuff. Now I cut these ahead of time. These are mini. This is mini rabbit zonker in grizzly. And I measure, these are an inch, the hide is, it's an inch. Then I measure from the eye back to about halfway down the bend, and that's where the tie-in point is going to be. And I take a hat pin and put that in there between the hair and the hide so that I can kind of pull the hide, the hair up away from the hide, thus exposing the hide so that I can better tie it in place. Use a couple of pinch wraps here. Make sure I get that. You might have to wet the hair a little bit so it stays out of your way. All right. All right, that's not going anywhere. Okay, next, you're going to use some, this is Chocklett's Finesse chenille, and I've trimmed this down because it only comes in a medium. So I trim it down because I don't want a great big profile. The whole point of this is it's only a couple of days old, so it's not going to have a great big profile. All right. And then I got some Senyo laser dubbing in Minnow Grey. And I'm going to apply that in a little wisp. Get that twisted on there. And that would be my Great Dane talking. She's always got something to say about something. You know, kind of like a teenager. A little more. And her opinion is just as informed. God knows I wasn't perfect when I was a teenager. I was such a great kid that when I turned 18, my dad invited me to leave the house and join the army. Okay. So then you're going to pull these fibers back. And just turn that on in open spirals. I mean, not a lot of space in between them, but some. Yep. Another thing I like about this Nano silk is it's really strong. You know, for 50 denier, you can really reef on this stuff and not break it. It's really strong. It's good stuff. All right. Take my scissors. Set that off to the side for the next one. And I'm going to go ahead and bring, I got a little thread base here. Okay. Now I'm going to fan that out. And I'm going to trim the top because that's where the Zonker is going to come over top. And the rest of these, I just want to kind of even them out so they're about even and not past the point. And like that. All right. Next, Fulling Mill Mini Egg Chenille. It's 6 millimeters across. I like this stuff. It's pretty nifty. Good stuff. This will work for the 10 anyway. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to fix up the 12, but we'll come up with something. Because like I said, these guys are small in the first few days, and that's kind of what we're looking at. No, that's not far enough back. That's kind of what we're looking at targeting is the first few days after the spawn, because we want to leave them alone when they're, you know, when they're spawning. I mean, I don't know about you, but I like to be left alone when I'm spawning. Fish is no different. We don't want to go walking on the reds and stuff. But, you know, once the spawn is done, then it's game on. And, you know, browns don't mind eating rainbow olivin and Rainbows don't mind eating browns, you know, they're just going to return the favor. Okay, well, that's that. Gotta make sure that that's all nice and tied in. I'm gonna fluff that out. We're gonna give them a haircut. There we go. Then we're gonna pull this back, pull the back over top. All right. I'm going to make sure that it didn't roll on you. Get in there, give that a snip. Okay. Notice what I did there. I turned my fly so that I can make sure to protect that whip finish from falling off. That's why I did that. Okay, now here comes the fun part. The 3mm silver 3D eyes. Okay, I'm going to use some of this Gorilla Glue gel. And I got a hat pin. I like hat pins. Okay, and I'm going to drop the hat pin on the ground. I'm going to get another one. And I'm just going to get a little goop here. See, I've got a little goop here. And I'm going to put that little goop right. Holy crap, I keep dropping them. And then I got the eye. I'm going to take that eye, put it in my pincher fingers, and I'm going to put it on there. And then I'm going to manipulate it with, I made this little tool here. This is a cross-stitch needle. That I added a little piece of foam on top to be able to move things around and control how that eye goes on there. Okay. Now for my other eye, got me a little goop. And I got my other eye. I get these little 3D eyes sometimes I get them on eBay, or sometimes I get them on Amazon. These are from a friend of mine up in Pennsylvania called Lady Fly Tire. Okay. She's got an eBay store, Lady Fly Tire. You should look her up. All right. So I got my eyes on. I'm going to seal them. Oh, that's the other thing I want you to notice. I didn't put any lead in this. It's not going to need any. Okay. The density of this UV resin is going to pull it by the head down into the bottom. Okay. And then when you are, just a second. When you're retrieving it, you're going to pull it up this way, and then the head is going to weight it, and it's going to come down this way. So it's going to go in an up and down, jagged motion. As you're swimming it. Or you could just do a dead drift with it, in which case then it's just going to, you want to fish it in the seam towards the bank, in between the little microcurrent and the slack between the main body of the stream and the bank, because that's where these guys hang out. If there's grass around, you'll find these guys in the grass. Okay. Give that a little paint. There we go. By the way, the UV resin that I'm using is Solarez. Now you're just going to take that out. You're going to look at it straight on and make sure all the eyes are straight. They are. And that's that. I hope this was fun and interesting for you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And you can find this and other cool bugs on my website at www.custom-tied.com. That's CUSTOM-TIED.com. Have a splash. Don't forget the dash. Happy tying.